Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to Kinda Shabby. My name is Becky, and I am so glad you stopped by. Today, I have some wonderful little projects planned for us, and we're going to be using these beautiful Chalk Couture products. Now, my dear friend Joy, that I've actually been friends with for nearly 50 years, is a Chalk Couture rep. And so I will leave her information in the description box below if you're interested in any of these products. But I'll also be sharing suggestions for you to be able to complete these projects using items that you may already have on hand. Well, there's lots of fun in store today, so let's get these projects started. I have never used Chalk Couture products before, so I'm always excited when I get to try something new. And this particular transfer sheet here is called the Chick In, and it has the Chick In is one of the little designs in here. On the back of your product, you do have all of your instructions that are included here, and you can see it just has all kinds of adorable little elements that you can combine and use to create many different looks from just one sheet. Your backer sheet holds your mesh stencils, and these stencils are also referred to as transfers according to Chalk Couture. Now I'm going to use several of these elements, and I'm just going to cut apart on these lines here because I'm going to use the little house and welcome to our home. I didn't want to buy large jars of the chalk paste, so I bought a sample pack. This one is called the Everyday Home Collection, and they have several different sample collections that you can choose from with all kinds of various colors. The pack I chose has these colors. This one is Eucalyptus, Ocean Mist, Bright White, Storm, Dune, and Guava. Just a nice collection of gorgeous colors that we can use in our projects. I found this little home-shaped chalkboard at Dollar Tree, and I thought it would be the perfect little base for some of our designs. I'm going to start with our home, and the instructions tell you before you first use your transfer that you need to fuzz it. Now this is just a face cloth that I bought off of Amazon. So when you lay it on a towel or a washcloth or something like that, it allows the back to still stay sticky, but it's not so sticky that it is going to ruin the surface that you're going to place it on. I'm going to just line this up in the middle. And this is just a scraper that I had from some other craft project. And I'm going to use it just to make sure that my transfer stencil is down so I don't get any bleeding underneath. And I'm going to fuzz my letters here. And it says to just knead your paste before you use it. And I'm going to cut open the top here, and I'm just going to squeeze out just a tiny bit of that paste onto my lid here. And I'm also going to use some blue painter's tape because I know that I am not going to be able to prevent that paint from getting everywhere, but that's just me. I'm going to pick up some of the paste and just start working it into the design. I can then pull that down across the design. And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. And you can see that design just pops through there. And now, while everything is still wet, you want to remove your transfer stencil. And look how quick and easy that was. Oh my goodness. I love it. But while I am waiting for this to dry, it tells you to immediately rinse off that paste. I'm going to use my heat gun on low to quickly dry the paint so I can move on to adding the words, but you could also use a hair dryer. Now I'm going to center up and place my word home on my design. And I'm going to reuse my tape here because that paint is already dry. And I don't want to tape over that. I don't want to pull up the design. So I'm going to be taking my paste and pushing it down this way. I didn't want any dried paint interfering with my design, so I'll also rinse these off as well. Just a little on my scraper, and we're going to scrape this down our design. And I'm going to come up just a little bit at the top here to make sure I've got the tops of my letters really well. And again, I'm going to remove while it's wet. Oh my word. How cute! I can't wait to get my design completed. All right, I'm going to wash this and then we're going to come back and heat set that and get the rest of our words on here. Remove the transfer stencil. Oh my goodness. You guys will have to let me know in the comments, have you ever used Chalk Couture? I can't believe how quick and easy this is. My goodness. Well, I'm going to do a final wash on this last piece and then we'll be back to get some embellishments on our cute little sign. And I also wanted to note that because this is chalk paste and not paint, this can be cleaned off and I can reuse this surface to put down any of these other cute little designs on here in the future when I'm ready for something new. So I have my buffalo check ribbon here. I think that's a good size. I'm just going to put a dab of hot glue on there just to kind of hold it together. Then I'm going to take a piece of heavy-duty thread here and tie it in the back. And then we've just got a cute little bow. And I was thinking about using double-sided tape to put that down. I don't think that's going to hold it, so we're just going to use the glue. I want to just see what kind of greenery I want here, if I want just the greenery or if I want some lavender in there too. And I do think that I like it with the greenery and the lavender over the top of that. I think that looks really nice. And then we can tuck in our bow. I think I'm going to try and find a white button and put in there just to kind of set that center off. But that is just so cute. I really like that. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our next project. For our next project, we are going to be using these pieces of scrap pallet wood, and we're going to use this large one here. I'm going to use these 3 individual, 2 each, to make coasters. I think that is going to be really, really cute. So I'm just going to be painting these using the Rust-Oleum chalked in linen white. So while I was waiting for my paint to dry, I went back and added some tails to the bow and also a little button in the middle, and I think that looks much better and just finishes that off. Then once all of my paint dried, I took some felt that is peel and stick felt to put that on the bottom of my coasters, and these are actually a 5 by 5 square. And now I'm going to be using the design called Served Fresh All Day, and it has this huge coffee, served fresh all day, and then these cute little signs here, May your coffee kick in before reality does. Coffee bar and coffee, a liquid that smells like fresh ground heaven. And we are serious coffee drinkers around here. Mr. Shabby and I love our coffee, and he's just so sweet. He brings me coffee in bed every single morning of my life. That's a good man right there. So I'm going to take just a few minutes and cut all of these pieces apart along my little grid lines here. And now I'm going to take and fuzz up each of these 3 pieces here. I'm going to center them up on my little coaster here. And I've chosen the color Storm. I'm just going to gently rub across here just to make sure that my little transfer stencil is securely attached to my little coaster here. And I don't need to use any painter's tape because I don't have any edges showing. Oh yeah, I'm going to need more paint. Just squish and smear that chalk paste on. And scrape off my excess here. Oh my goodness, I love that. Look at that. This is so much faster than painting. Wow, I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and go wash this off first before we move on to our next one. After washing your little silk screen transfer, you want to let it lie face down so that glue can reactivate itself once it dries. Then you just put it back on the backing sheet and it's ready to be reused again the next time you want to make something cute. And again, we're going to put some paste on that and literally just scrape that across our design. Looks like it's a little bubbled right there. I may not have had that pressed down well enough, but we'll see. Yeah, you can see I didn't have this transfer down well enough, or it could just be because the wood is so textured that this one looks really, really rustic. And if I don't like it, I can actually just go wash this off and try it again, but I think I'm going to leave it just like that. And now we're going to do this little cutie patootie right here. I just think those are just adorable. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love them. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wash this off, and then we're going to move on to our last project using our coffee sign. For our last project, I went ahead and painted this scrap wood tray that Mr. Shabby made for me. If I had to do it again, I would have asked him to countersink the screws so I could put wood filler and make that a more even surface. But you know, I think it turned out cute either way. And we also picked up these handles from, I can't remember if it was either Lowe's or Home Depot. And then I think our last large coffee transfer is going to look really cute on that. So I'm going to make sure I fuzz this really well so it's not so sticky. So I've placed my silkscreen transfer on my tray, and I've added my blue painter's tape. And then we're going to be using the color Dune, which is just a nice khaki color. And I think that that khaki color is going to look good with our black handles. And you can see on the close-up, all of this right here is going to give us a nice distressed looking letters. I think that's just going to be beautiful. I'm so excited for this one. I can't wait to see what this looks like. Get some on my little scraper here and start applying. And there is our tray. Wow, that is so pretty. I think I'm going to put it back over the top because it pulled off a little bit too much of the paint here at the top of the C. But other than that, I really like that distressed look. So I cleaned and dried my transfer stencil, and I've placed it back over to see if I can just kind of touch these letters up a little bit right here. And I put the backer sheet underneath that because I don't want it to stick down to what I've already done. That looks really good. I like that. So I've learned if you don't like how it looks the first time, just clean it off, lay it back down, and reapply in the areas where you think you've lost too much of the paint. That is so super cute. So I'm going to leave the little house as it is so I can just erase that on the chalkboard and change the design as I want to. But for the tray and my little coasters, I am going to be taking them outside and applying a couple of coats of a polyacrylic sealer just to make sure that my design stays in place. So now let's talk about some other options that you have that would be really cute on these types of projects. First of all, if you have some scrap wood lying around that you can make your own tray with, that's fantastic. Or you can also pick those up thrifting. But another option, I have made this in the past using a cabinet door. I just like using cabinet doors to upcycle into little serving trays. So that is an option for you as far as a serving tray goes. These are also a silkscreen type stencil that I picked up off of Amazon, and they're not nearly the quality that these are, but they also would work well in a pinch for you, and they've got lots of designs that you can pick up on Amazon. This little stencil was an Amazon find, and this one I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and either one of those designs would be really cute on your little coasters. These large stencils here I picked up from Joann Fabrics, but I'm pretty sure I've seen these on Amazon as well. So if you've got some larger stencils, these would look fantastic on a tray. I think that if you have the Iron Orchid Designs crockery stamp, those little stamps would be so cute on a little shabby chic coaster set. Or also the Iron Orchid Designs cozy stamp. They have the little mug and your little coffee cup here. Those kinds of things would be also really cute on some little coasters as well. You could also use napkins or scrapbook paper. That would look really cute decoupaged onto either some coasters or also on a tray. Well, now all I need to do is give you a closer look at how cute all of this week's projects turned out. Thank you so much for joining me today. It has been my pleasure to craft with you. Please subscribe for more kinda shabby but always chic crafty inspirations. And until next time, my sweet friends, be blessed.